What?
You know, as far as like none of the celebrities, so this just shows you all celebrities are controlled. You don't see no celebrities talking about the Balenciaga situation, right? So that just shows you all of these celebrities out here, don't let them influence you in any way because they're controlled by the people who really influence the world. There's no such thing as a celebrity influencer. That all these people, they're not serving God. If they serve God, then believe what they're talking about.
Let's do a thought experiment. Let's say you're at the airport and you see Mr. Walker and you say, hey, there's Hershel Walker, Heisman winner. Let's have him fly the plane. You probably wouldn't say that. You'd want to know, does he know how to fly an airplane?
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to One Buck,
where we keep it a buck,
and we hope y'all keep it a buck too. I'm Coop.
I'm Kev. You already know what the deal is. Hey, if y'all ain't hip, y'all get hip real quick. Go ahead, and if y'all ain't been, locked into the show or whatever, go ahead and pop on into One Buck Podcast at $1 Buck Podcast. I think it's $, where the S is in the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Just like that. Where they at on IG?
$1_Buck_podcast. As we always say, it's straight like that. Like he say, spelled like that, straight like that.
What's going on, though, fam?
Cause another day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just another day to get motivated, man. Another day to stick to it.
Sir,
you know what I'm saying? And get to it at the end of the day, man. Like we like to do it over here. You feel me? Only show that you know that keep it a bean like we do over here. It's always on the flow with One Buck Podcast, man, because we're going to keep these episodes pumping. We are not like your everyday average podcast where you get one podcast a week.
Man.
We bringing them, bro. We bringing 1, 2. So if we feel like dropping 3, we're going to throw some shorts in there with you. Yep. We're going to keep smacking them in the what?
In the mouth.
In the mouth. Like the pimp say, man. That's that Pimp C coming out your boy, man.
Sir.
So y'all know what time it is, man. But look, cuz, you know how we do, man. We either cooking up that gumbo, you know what I'm saying, some red beans and rice. You know, what we got on the flow for them today, man. I know it's your topic,
we got some of that gumbo today.
That gumbo?
Yeah, it's a lot that's been going on lately with the Ye, his situation, Kyrie, his situation.
Then, man. What it do?
Everybody going through these situations. Well, now all of a sudden, they got Kim K, in Balenciaga, you know what I'm saying, with the situation where everybody boycotting Balenciaga and Kim K now.
Yes, sir.
Man, I don't really know all the details like that. I've seen little odds and ends. I'm trying to get down to the bottom basics of it. It looks like it has to do with a lot of Kanye's situation.
Oh, yeah, a little backlash.
Getting himself out of the situation with Balenciaga.
In case you somehow missed the huge scandal that's currently rocking the fashion world, the celeb favorite luxury fashion house, Balenciaga, is facing major backlash over a controversial ad campaign featuring children. In early November, Balenciaga shared new photos from their gift shop ad campaign on Instagram, and to say these photos were disturbing would be a huge understatement. The ad campaign showed children holding teddy bears dressed in bondage, surrounded by candles, creepy-looking toys, empty wine glasses, and Balenciaga accessories. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. After the ad campaign went viral, fans on social media quickly noticed that there was a lot more sinister symbolism hidden in the photos. For example, one photo shows a children's drawing of a demon in the background, and on the floor there's a roll of Balenciaga yellow caution tape that Kim famously wore as her outfit back in March. But take a look at the yellow tape in the photo again. Balenciaga is misspelled with 2 A's, showing the word Baal. And in Christian demonology, Baal is one of the 7 princes of hell and the primary enemy of the Hebrew god. Now, you may think this is just a coincidence and the name Balenciaga was misspelled by accident, but wait till you hear what else is lurking in Balenciaga's recent ad campaigns. Another campaign that Balenciaga recently did for their collaboration with Adidas showed the new Balenciaga and Adidas Hourglass handbag resting on a table covered by some papers. But these weren't just any papers. They were actually the court papers from the 2008 Supreme Court case, United States versus Williams. And here's what this court case was all about.
Here are the facts of U.S. versus Michael Williams. Michael was in a chat room under the name of Lisa in Miami. He then started up a conversation with another individual who was actually a Secret Service agent, where he ultimately sent a link containing 7 photos of child pornography. From there, the Secret Service agent got a search warrant. They stormed the house and recovered 2 hard drives of child pornography. He was arrested and charged under the congressional statute banning the solicitation or the pandering of child pornography. So the challenge is as follows. Michael argued that banning the solicitation, just asking for child pornography, was an unconstitutional restriction on his First Amendment right. We all know the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, but it's not absolute. An obvious example, screaming fire in a crowded movie theater. The question, is this an unconstitutional restriction on Michael's First Amendment of free speech? The Supreme Court held, thank God, that the Congressional Act was not overbroad.
Now, no matter how you try to rationalize this, there's simply no logical explanation why Balenciaga, or any designer for that matter, would include these specific court papers in their ad campaign. But let's take a look at another equally disturbing campaign from Balenciaga. One recently deleted photo Balenciaga shared on their Instagram feed showed a redhead woman sitting in an office chair with her feet on the desk. At first glance, there's nothing weird or creepy about this photo. It just looks like any high-end fashion campaign. But let's zoom in on the pile of books in the background. One of the books is Fire from the Sun by Belgian painter and filmmaker Michael Bormans. Now, listen to how David Zwirner Books, the publisher of Fire from the Sun, describes this book on their official website. Fire from the Sun highlights Michael Borman's new work, which features toddlers engaged in playful but mysterious acts with sinister overtones and insinuations of violence. The description further states that Borman's art often surprises and sometimes disturbs the viewer. And in this series of his work, children are presented alone or in groups against a studio-like backdrop that negates time and space. And then when you Google Borman's paintings from the Fire from the Sun, the whole thing gets even creepier. So again, why would Balenciaga include this specific book in the same campaign featuring court papers from the Supreme Court ruling aimed at protecting children? There are so many disturbing details about Balenciaga, and it just gets creepier and creepier the deeper you go. As for Balenciaga's reaction to this controversy, they've now completely wiped their Instagram clean and deleted their Twitter account. Balenciaga also issued a statement apologizing for their recent campaign featuring children and blamed it all on the photographer who shot the campaign, Gabriele Galimberti. "We sincerely apologize for any offense our holiday campaign may have caused," this statement read. "Our plush bear bags should not have been featured with children in this campaign. We have immediately removed the campaign from all platforms. We apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign." Balenciaga also said they would take legal action against the parties responsible for creating the set and including unapproved items for the campaign. But then, photographer Gabriele Galimberti, who shot the bear ad campaign, responded to the controversy on his Instagram and slammed Balenciaga for throwing him under the bus. Galimberti explained that he was not entitled in whatsoever manner to neither choose the products, nor the models, nor the combination of the same. He said that he was only and solely requested to light the given scene and take the shots according to his signature style, and added that accusations like these are addressed against wrong targets and distract from the real problem and criminals. Following Galimberti's statement, the backlash against Balenciaga grew even more, with fans accusing them of using the photographer as the scapegoat. So after a few days, Balenciaga suddenly changed their story and shared another statement saying that the 2 separate ad campaigns reflect a series of grievous errors for which Balenciaga takes responsibility. However, they also insisted that the inclusion of the Supreme Court documents was an error made by a third party, and said they would file a complaint against the people responsible. But do you really believe that Balenciaga, one of the biggest fashion brands in the world, works with random third parties?
What?
It's safe to say that at this point, no one believes anything Balenciaga says, and people simply want to figure out what's really going on here. What's also very strange is that these recent Balenciaga campaigns are absolutely horrific, and yet none of the celebrities who have been actively promoting Balenciaga spoke out against it. Fans especially wanted to hear from Kim Kardashian because she became the face of Balenciaga earlier this year, and she's been credited for the brand's recent rise in popularity. But even after Balenciaga's controversial campaigns went viral, Kim continued posting photos of herself wearing both Balenciaga and Adidas. And then, finally, after getting bombarded with comments on social media to speak out against Balenciaga, Kim responded to the controversy on Twitter, claiming she's been quiet because she wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for herself how this could have happened. Kim said she was disgusted and outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaigns, and added that as a mother of 4, she was shaken by the disturbing images. But then, in 2 follow-up tweets, Kim praised Balenciaga for apologizing and removing the campaigns, and also added that she is currently reevaluating her relationship with the brand and basing it off their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened to begin with. However, it looks like Kim made the whole thing even worse for herself by sharing this response, because fans are now dragging her for refusing to cut ties with Balenciaga, and they're saying she's literally choosing money over her children. One fan responded to Kim on Twitter saying, "Delete this again and come back with the right statement." One that says, "I am cutting ties with Balenciaga due to the disturbing images in their campaign involving children. The only statement that should have been made." And another person wrote, "Your statement is very carefully worded, although transparent. Outrage is used so you're politically correct. Evaluating your position and basing it on their willingness to accept their accountability is laughable. Your ex-husband was dropped over a tweet. You just sold out." Speaking of Kim's ex-husband, Kanye was recently asked to comment on the Balenciaga controversy, and he explained why Kim and other celebs are scared to speak out.
You know, as far as like none of the celebrities, so this just shows you all celebrities are controlled. You don't see no celebrities talking about the Balenciaga situation, right? So that just shows you all of these celebrities out here, don't let them influence you in any way, because they're controlled by the people who really influence the world. There's no such thing as a celebrity influencer. That all these people, they're not serving God. If they serve God, then believe what they're talking about.
Meanwhile, Kanye's also started repurposing his entire Balenciaga into Ye brand apparel that will cost just $20, and fans are now praising him for taking meaningful action. But now we want to hear your opinions on this Balenciaga situation. What do you make of Kim's response? Do you think she'll continue working with Balenciaga? Let us know in the comments below.
And now she all of a sudden, she says that she wanted to, or she stopped supporting them due to some weird activities where it's like a kid, I want to say, like almost child, So it's like where they got the bears, the backpack bears looking like different things, the kids posing looking like they need help.
Yeah.
Look, I'm interested in seeing what you had picked up off of seeing what you've been seeing with this.
Over here on One Buck Podcast, my boy, we keep our ear to the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Always open and keep a open mind about everything too, bro, because you can't be simple-minded, you know
Absolutely.
what I mean, in the world that we live in. But you know how I stand on a lot of stuff, man. I call it how I see it, you know what I'm saying? Live it like I breathe it, you know what I mean? It's just like that, bro. It's, look at the times that we living in. And does it seem to amaze you of the timing of basically general of everything?
Not in the least bit.
Why not? Why is that to you?
I mean, they pushing so many different agendas and trying to keep us, dumbed
busy as
down.
possible,
Like
bro.
they was already on the situation of keeping us dumbed down, but now it's even, greater than ever. But here's the thing too, though. The allegations that Balenciaga and them was, facing, they try to put it off on the photographer. Photographers came out and said, "Hey, hold up now. I'm only doing what y'all ask."
Exactly, bro.
So, you know what I'm saying? I've never been a fan of that high-end stuff anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's too weird for me. It's not my steez. I've never really been a fan of that type of flashy environment, even with Gucci, Prada, all that. That stuff isn't for us in the sense, in my opinion. Hey, who am I? You could probably say, you probably feel that way because you can't afford it. First and foremost, you don't know what I can afford and what I can't. Well, that's first and foremost. Second, you know what I'm saying, I go with what it is that I like. Y'all follow, you know what I'm saying, the trends of things. Me, I'm old fashioned. I like what I like. It is what it is out of that. You like what you like.
Know, not only if they follow a trend, you know, a lot of this younger generation is all about the hype beast. It's all about this hype beast, new wave.
Absolutely.
You know, trying to amp everything up, bro, to make it look like it is something, you know. Man, some of these brands be whack. The morals be messed up behind them.
Absolutely.
And people standing behind them and not knowing. You know, the meat and potatoes of what's really going down behind these closed doors.
Right.
Man, you feel me? So
it's always the bigger picture that they always ain't.
It better be the bigger picture for you, because if it ain't, man, your mind gonna stay at that small vision that it got. You know what I'm saying? That tunnel vision is what I like to call that tunnel vision. It'll keep you away from what you need to actually see, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'm all for people trying to better themselves in situations. So if you like into fashion, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to do this, you want to do that, but just know, like, your heart got to be in the right place to push this different stuff. Like, you can't be on no satanic, sick, twisted type mentality. Once that stuff gets seen, like, that should have been already thrown out the door. And Balenciaga, to me, like, it was kind of weird off in its own in the sense when it first started getting popular. So it really became popular, though, with us as people.
It was with us with people, but I think when like Dad shoes and we were coming up, that wasn't the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like now, Dad shoes is in. You know, all of these Balenciaga, you know what I'm saying? All these different name brand shoes, this is what they're driving their shoes off now. It's all off the Dad shoe, you know? You know, what's the Nike that just came out?
It looked like a high-end Sketcher to me.
Sketcher, it do.
You know what I mean?
The support for the Dad shoe, bro. Literally, really.
All they did was just put a big high price on it, and then you know what I'm saying. You ain't cool if you can't afford these.
Yeah, the Monarchs. My bad. That's what they call the Monarchs.
Yeah,
the Monarchs just dropped, bro. Now it's a hot commodity. Back when we was coming up, bro, you ain't rock those. You know what I'm saying? Like. Nigga, Dad shoes wasn't there. Balenciaga shoe, wasn't nobody wearing no high heel low tops.
Right.
Like, bro,
what's going on?
For real, bro. Like, times have changed tremendously.
I had to see what you thought, you know what I'm saying? Most importantly, what y'all thought off of seeing this going on, you know what I'm saying? I've never once been, like I said, supportive of those high ends anyway, so hats off to y'all if y'all is seeing the bigger picture out of this and you're boycotting. That's, you know, good tips there. Tip my hat right when I say it. But other than that, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Y'all better pay attention, wake up to see what's going on in the world today. The world is kind of sick, twisted. I ain't going to say kind of. It is sick, twisted, and it's taking away a lot of values that we grew up off of. So I just wanted to go ahead, put that out in the atmosphere. And with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and throw that oop to you and see what it is that you got on so we can stir that pot up a little bit more.
Man, you know, I keep something on my head, man. I did want to finish off just on your last topic, what you said, though, man. And, you know, like you said, man, I just think it's time for people really, really to wake up and see what time it is. You know, never been a name brand person myself. I feel like you're reaching for something that you don't need, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And the day and age that we live in, it's always about outdoing somebody. You feel like you need those material things to outdo somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Especially we feel like we are in competition with one another than anything.
Yeah, man. So a lot of y'all live like that, man. If you do, you need to check yourself. Pull your coattail at the door, you know what I'm saying? Tell yourself, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I can do better, be better at the end of the day, because we all can. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up in the boo-boo and the foolishness, like you said, cuz real dope one right there, man. I love you putting that education down, man, that fat on his head. for the universe. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But as far as me, man, I really just wanted to cover this, man. I seen this and I thought it was kind of hilarious. So I don't know if you guys have caught Mr. Hershel Walker on his little stampede or whatever's going on, man. But, we always going to keep it a buckle over here, man, and keep it a bean. I said we not into politics, man. I did have to bring this up, though, just based off of what's going back and forth. You see Barack Obama shooting shots at Hershel Walker. Because I know you done seen it all over the news. It's probably been all over a little bit. What's your thoughts on Rock Bach throwing them things over there, your boy Hershel Walker?
I haven't really seen B-Rock, put his stamp on Dog, but I have been seeing like Dog has been really making a foolery of himself.
Got him! Got him!
When I say Dog making a foolery of himself, of course y'all know I'm referring to Hershel Walker.
Yeah.
I used to have the utmost respect for Hershel as a kid coming up. Not saying that I was like he was an idol to me. I didn't worship him or anything, but I had a like as a kid growing up, seeing his athleticism in the sport, never said that I wanted to be like him, but I looked up, like, man, he could have been one of the greats, but then when you start seeing one of the greats start talking with some buffoonery, it's like, man, what's going on with you, bro?
It's beyond the level of buffoonery, bro. I think that it's humiliation. You know what I mean? For one, Obama. Before we get too deep into it, man, look, we're gonna put it like this, man. We're gonna let y'all listen to this audio. We're not gonna bring y'all the actual clip, but we will bring y'all the audio of this. Just let me know what y'all think. For those that haven't heard it, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we've heard the backlash. But, man, y'all let us know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments, and we'll be right back after this video clip.
Tonight I was watching this movie. Called Fright Night, Freak Night, or some type of night. But it's about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people. Are they not?
What?
I'll tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that? I never knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. You got to have faith in this country. You got to have faith in the elected officials. And right now, that's the reason I'm here. Because God has brought his warrior, and I'm that warrior that y'all been looking for a long time. And I can promise you, as my offensive lineman told me, Hershel, follow me. I'll take you to the promised land. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, you vote for me, I'm going to help us all get to the promised land. God bless you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Some of you may not remember, but Hershel Walker was a heck of a football player. I mean, some of you are too young to remember, but in college, he was amazing. One of the best running backs of all time. But here's the question. Does that make him the best person to represent you in the U.S. Senate? Does that make him equipped to weigh in on the critical decisions about our economy and our foreign policy and our future? Let's do a thought experiment. Let's say you're at the airport and you see Mr. Walker and you say, hey, there's Hershel Walker, Heisman winner. Let's have him fly the plane. You probably wouldn't say that. You'd want to know, does he know how to fly an airplane? Or let's say you go to the hospital and you say, that Walker guy, he sure could tear it up at Sanford Stadium. Give him a scalpel. No, you wouldn't say that. You'd ask, at least I would, has he done surgery before? And by the way, the opposite is true too. Like, you may have liked me as president, but you would not want me starting a tailback for the Dogs. I mean, can you imagine my slow, old, skinny behind getting hit by some 300-pound defensive tackle who runs a 4.6 40? You'd have to scrape me off the field. No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm good at a lot of things, but that would not be one of those things that I'm good at.
Tonight I was watching this movie. Called Fright Night, Sleep Night, or some type of night, but it's about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people or they not, but I'm gonna tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that? I never knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. You gotta have faith in this country. You gotta have faith in the elected officials. And right now, that's the reason I'm here. Because God has brought his warrior, and I'm that warrior that y'all been looking for a long time. And I can promise you, as my offensive lineman told me, Hershel, follow me. I'll take you to the promised land. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you vote for me, I'm gonna help us all get to the promised land. God bless you guys. Thank you guys.
Since the last time I was here, Mr. Walker has been talking about issues that are of great importance to the people of Georgia. Like whether it's better to be a vampire or a werewolf. This is a debate that I must confess I once had myself. When I was 7. Then I grew up. In case you're wondering, by the way, Mr. Walker decided he wanted to be a werewolf, which is great. As far as I'm concerned, he can be anything he wants to be, except for a United States Senator. Since the last time I was here, apparently he also claimed that he used to let me beat him at basketball. But then he admitted that we've never actually met. So I guess this was more of an imaginary whooping that I laid on him. Now, listen, this would be funny if he weren't running for Senate.
So as y'all seen right there, man, I heard it right there from the horse's mouth. As always, as you gonna get it right here on One Buck Podcast, man. And just digging into that meat and potatoes, man. What was your thoughts? You know what I mean on that, cuz?
Man, I mean, it was, to be honest, it was overdue. It's definitely overdue. I'm glad that somebody said something. I mean, that had a voice, you know what I'm saying? We have all these voices out here that ain't been able to say nothing, so I'm glad it's been said, you know what I'm saying? But as far as when it comes to Barack is concerned, you know, with Hershel, though, like, man, you running for, you know, political reasons.
Yeah, no doubt.
But, man, you looking like a fool out here, bro. Like, you making us look like a fool.
Yeah, in that video, that's why we going to play the clip, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Hershel makes us look like, you know, complete idiots, you know, like we're back in Master, yes, sir, you know, no, so slavery days, how he's talking. You know, some of his, you know, what's the correlation between what he's actually putting down doesn't make sense. And Obama let him one, bro. I think he really went hard in on him, you know what I'm saying? Talking about vampires and werewolves and whatever else he's talking about. Like, bro, come on, man. And y'all know, you say you get fed up in this crap, man. Y'all see what's going on with Kyrie. You see what's going on with Kanye. You see what's going on with Dave Chappelle right after he did the monologue. You know what I'm saying? You see what's going on with Odell Beckham Jr., bro. The list go on and on and on, family. People still ain't got it and woke up yet. That's why we bring you this show right here, because we want y'all to put some fat on your head. Number one, we want y'all to stir that pot. When we mean stirring that pot, we mean doing your research. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking for yourself, like making your decisions. Don't let a system dictate what it is, what you think, or how you think, how you eat, how you do this and the third. You know what I mean? You want to eat healthy.
Right.
Stop eating the stuff, or pay attention to the foods that you eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in the grocery stores nowadays, you know it's there. You know it's there. It's in our foods. They trying to kill us off. You know what I'm saying? And you may think that somebody's trying to sound crazy with that, but if you think I'm sounding crazy with it, well, then what you think about this fool who's just talking nonsense?
Facts, bro.
And this is facts that we're coming out with. Like, if you look at other countries, they're not putting this stuff in their foods. You may go overseas to some place and they may be eating some stranger things, but they're not, you know what I'm saying, having this different type of substances in their foods that's in Sunny D and Doritos, whatever the case may be, anything around here in the States, you know what I'm saying? It's not pushed over there.
Not to cut you off, cuz, but what he's meaning, guys, when he's saying Doritos, Sunny D, all these different things now that we have are GMO. Everything that we eat now, if you look at the bags, it says genetically engineered, bioengineering of some sort on some bag. So that lets you know they're cutting corners. And when I mean cutting corners and what Cuz was talking about, they're not putting original products in the product.
Right.
They'll tell you. You know, for instance, I worked for Kellogg a long time ago, many moons ago.
Many moons.
You know, many moons. But at the end of the day, Kellogg's always advertises their cheeses to be real cheese. That's not real cheese. That's powdered dust.
That's powdered cheese.
But they want Nabisco and Kellogg's want you to believe that that's real cheese.
And I think it was because of like that, for the simple fact of astronaut food. They thought that they could get away with it. At one point it was, and then all of a sudden, that's when they started pulling the trickery real quick, right in front of your eyes.
That's the nature of the world. That's the world that we live in, though, man. And that's what I'm saying. Now you get people that get heartburn or different, after effects from the foods that they may be eating and putting down in their stomachs. You know what I'm saying? And then things are different. So, you got to look at it, man, of America in its totality of where we're going, the things that's going on. It's just time for people to wake up, man. I thought this was a dope one. You know what I mean? Just bringing it up because, you really got to look at it, bro, to really see what's going on out here in this world. It's just time for a lot of people to wake up, you feel me, and smell the roses, so to speak.
Can't sleep all your life, man. Can't sleep your life away.
Man, a lot of people will, though. I ain't gonna stay on that one too long, though, family. Also wanted to tap in and talk about this one, too, real quick, man. Mr. John Gruden, I've heard, ears to the streets, as always. Hearing from Bumpy, you know what I'm saying, of this dude potentially going back to coach again. This time, right here back in Las Vegas at the stadium that he just coached, but not for the same team. It's going to be for the UNLV Running Rebels is what I'm hearing. That ear to the streets say that John Gruden may have a potential spot as a replacement for the UNLV Running Rebels. What's your thoughts on it real quick, man? With it being going out the league in the game for a year now, basically.
I kind of feel like, bro, like when does it ever stop? You know what I mean? Like the violations of the code of conduct aren't taken serious enough. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, for a person like me, say for instance, with my 9-to-5 gig, if I were to go ahead and, say something like this, say it'd be the same situation. They get an email where I'm talking about this, that, and the third at my gig. Right. That's immediate termination, okay? Which was, what happened over there with the Raiders, but at the same time, that sticks on minds. You know what I'm saying? When I say it sticks on minds, y'all, I mean, of course y'all know, it sticks on this job done said this and put this in these notes. So when they go ahead and give me the interview and they say that they're going to call, my past employers to see what type of character build I have, right, that plays a factor on us as common people. Right. So why is it any different for these people who have these different positions? Do I, believe that people deserve second chances? Yes, I do. But at the same time, this thing is getting so out of control with stuff like, bro, it's been how many? It ain't even been a full year yet. It ain't even really been a full year, really. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What's the time frame off of this type of stuff? Is this just okay, well, you gonna get fired from us, and then all of a sudden you sit out for a couple years, and then we'll try to get you a job back or say that you're eligible to get a job back? No, it's character build that you need to go ahead and see about what's going on with this. Because predominantly of the sport today in football, makeup is African American,
Black American. or outside of that other race too as well, but not Caucasian, not
right,
but it's outside of that.
So when it comes to that, like if you got that type of bone in your body, then you really need to be really evaluated and checked at the gate real quick.
Yes, sir.
In my opinion.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying that maybe 3 years from down the road you go ahead and be able to get a shot at an interview, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to start down there at the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel for sure for me, man. The dude do not need to be coaching. What came out of his mouth, and like I said, man, I'm not going to make this a color, you know what I mean, or anything like that, or a gender thing, but you know what was said, but I just look at the things that when it comes to our culture, we just watch what we watched with Kyrie going through what Kyrie went through, right?
Right, and they painted the picture of the narrative that they did.
Right, but I'm saying we watched Kyrie go through what he went through, right? So for that, with this, what we see it now, it's like, okay, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand, like they could draw that line with Kyrie, but when it comes to our culture, why is it not like that for us? Why isn't this line drawn for us?
I'm going to do you one better, fam. Remember the coach, or the owner for the Clippers when he had said what he said to the young gal because she had brought the little homie you know what I'm saying, with her.
Oh, yeah.
Why wasn't anything done about this? Right, with the girls' basketball team. Why wasn't anything that was looked at when it comes to this even done remotely when it comes to us as regular individuals? Regular individuals get the same type of leadway that these other people do.
These are the times we live in, bro. Like I said,
it's mind-boggling.
It's
money talks, bullshit walks, I guess.
It is, bro. It's meant to be that way, though, sad as it sounds. You know what I mean? And it ain't going to stop, you know, at the end of the day. But I just wanted to, you know, brush up on that one real quick, man. I just want to know your thoughts about Gruden coming back. Y'all make sure y'all leave in the comments what y'all thought about Gruden coming back. If you think it's a good decision, do you think it's too soon, like said? Do you think it's, do you think it's perfect timing for him to come back? What's your thoughts? Leave it in the comments, man. We always appreciate y'all keeping it a beaner over here with us, you know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Just chiming in, man, to the channel overall. You know, cuz you got anything to say to the new people that have subscribed to the channel?
Hey, thank y'all for chiming in and coming on aboard to be a one buckaroo is what I like to say, what we like to say. I think cuz has a different nickname for
you
y'all
call
him
one buckaroo, I call him the one buck crew. You
one buck crew,
you know, we got the crew, you know what I'm saying? You want to, whatever you want to call it. But either way, I'm down with the, you know, with the phonics you put down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the ebonics at the end of the day, but family.
Also, you know what I'm saying, to y'all, just know that the intentions of this podcast is for that one child who was in school, probably got picked on and didn't have the voice behind them to get, you know, the backup support, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we kind of do this thing over here. We change the narrative that's painted. Try to get y'all to put that fat on y'all head. Y'all can go ahead and tell us your opinions about it, but you know what I'm saying? It's time that we start owning up to what it is. Start changing things here in America. It's too much bull that's been going on for the past too many umpteen years.
Too much bull, too much of that, too much of the smoke and mirrors, too much of being lied to, too much of being swept under the rug. Too much of just not doing your due diligence on your own. So that's shame on you before you can blame anybody else.
Right.
At the end of the day, you better be blaming yourself first.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could do the research. That's why I said shows like this, you know what I'm saying? We come a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep surviving. We're going to keep scratching and clawing all through it at the end because we know what we're doing on this show is a gift to those that are watching, you know what I'm saying? And we get that from the subscribe, you know, subscriptions of the channel, people commenting on the videos, you know what I'm saying? So we got that, bro, but
I just hope, real quick, not to cut you off, I just hope that if anybody, whoever's watching or is new to the channel, I hope y'all saying some of the top, or saying to yourself off of some of the topics that we're bringing up, That's all. You know what I'm saying? As long as we got you with the and you go back and you start saying,
doing your research.
You know, these cats is probably speaking some real. Let me go ahead and see what's going on.
Like I say, man, my boy Fo Water used to say it like this, man. He said, man, I ain't rapping too fast. Y'all just listening too slow. Over here on One Buck Podcast, we ain't rapping too fast. We ain't putting down too much GAME that fast. Y'all just listening too slow, man. Y'all ain't caught up yet. Y'all might. What y'all need to do, though, if you ain't caught up yet, y'all need to go back to some of the previous episodes.
Absolutely.
And see the whole build-up of everything and see why we're at where we're at right now and why we do what we do. Because when you take that one out the mud, you know what I'm saying, we always appreciate everybody on this one. We're going to give y'all a quick little heat for y'all feet. Cuz and I decided we are going to be doing some shoe shorts, too. So we do this,
y'all tap in on the show. Y'all definitely tap in with those, man. Stay on point with the shoes like icicles.
Icicles, man. We're keeping them down. We're going to throw these old school joints in here. Y'all can't catch this on there. You get one, I get one. Very iconic, old school. We got the 2008, y'all. 2008 Penny Hardaway. One of the dopest shoes, in my opinion. Y'all know y'all don't see this a plethora of times. Just original, true to his kind. Cuz, what's your thoughts on these?
Man, by the way, viewers, subscribers, new tunes, yes, this shoe is worn.
Yes.
But you got to understand.
Lasting the test of time.
This is an original from back in 2008.
OG gangster. Triple OG.
So you tell me how many shoes you know that's coming back that's looking like this that you could say, hey, I still got them joints, and them boys is butterbean crispy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But this was one of the joints, like I said, Penny Shoes was always iconic to me, man. Like, he was a trendsetter. We come from that era where it was starting to evolve, and we were setting the tone with different things in that nature with fashion, sneakers, you know what I'm saying? All that, you know what I'm saying? Well, I guess the sneakers and the fashion go hand in hand, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we were evolving into something that we were getting ready to just explode into something. Didn't even know what was going on just yet, but man, this shoe was always a dope scheme to me. It is one of the most comfortable shoes. Now, as far as me wanting to hoop in it, I never would hoop in it. I would wear it as like a casual sneaker. You told us before, I think, if y'all haven't been listening in, that this is one of the most best shoes to hoop in because it added, you know what I'm saying, the comfort right here, the support right here. It is a foam posit. So when you see all of these young cats with these plastic-looking joints of the pennies, they feel like that's the original foam. No, youngin', please do your history. This is where it started from, and it was built up.
The foam posit still is the foam posit on the new ones. Like you said, it does derive from this concept here. It was built to make your foot stay locked in the shoe. Same for these here. Basketball sense-wise, better basketball shoe here than there. Those were a lot more narrow. These had a little bit more room as far as your ankle rolling over on those. You still had the support there, but you still had room to do it on these because the wing support went up so high on that one on the side. Of course, that you guys can see on this one right here that Kev's got. You see that wing support right there on the side because it went up higher. It initially made it a better basketball shoe. But man, I said, man, we bring a plethora of shoes on here, man. That's that heat for your feet this week. Cuz, man, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure,
man, doing what we do, man. You know, keeping the show pumping. Cuz, why should people watch the show?
Because we so innovative, creative, you know what I'm saying? We trying to put something in the atmosphere for y'all to understand. We actually trying to get y'all to learn how to fish so you ain't never got to go, you know, hungry again. You dig?
That's right. Giving you the essentials, giving you the map. We giving you, you know what I'm saying, the atlas. We giving you the whole nine. Now it's up for you to take some of these videos that we, you know what I'm saying, that we putting down for y'all. Doing the research, putting the fat on your head, seeing what we talking about. And it's just about looking at all of the videos. Now, if y'all tuning in for the first time and y'all never seen our channel, you know, this y'all first time. Go back and watch some of the other material and then be bold to comment on that too, you know what I mean? Because that derives our channel, that keeps us going, that keeps us afloat. Y'all the viewers at the end of the day, y'all the viewers is the reason why we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? We stay motivated and lock in on that one, man, and keep it invigorated and fresh. Keep that pot boiling. What else we like to say, cuz?
Just keeping it a buck as we always do, man.
Man, overall and original, man, like we said, man, as always, we appreciate all the likes,
shares, and subscriptions.
Yep, all the subscribes and subscriptions from everybody, man. And just generally want to thank y'all for y'all support. We're going to keep pumping episode after episode out for you. Cause this is, we wrapping this one up, man. And just like I said, man, we reaching up on a year piece, you know what I'm saying, for the channel in totality. Yeah. We ain't been really getting to the videos like that, but we coming up to that year piece, man. I just see big things for the show. So y'all stay tuned, you know what I'm saying? Lock in.
Tell your auntie, tell your grandma, tell your uncle, your best friend, your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Tell a relative to tell a relative to tell a relative to tell their relative and a coworker about us.
Tap on in, man. Tell them about us, One Buck Podcast. Like I said, man, the only podcast, gonna smack you in the mouth, and we gonna keep it a bean with you at the same time.
Absolutely.
And look, cuz we gonna pick up what we put down on this one, as always, on the next one. This is One Buck Podcast,
where we keep it a buck, and we hope y'all keep it a buck too.
Peace.